Good evening. Welcome to Speed Force Racing Mini Classics Series. It's the final race tonight. I'm Adam, Nightwalker 2014. I'm also joined by John 94 Rhinos, also known as John. How are you doing tonight, John?
I'm good, thank you.
Brilliant. So, championship decider tonight. It's likely between Fletcher Boy and Ramavaj. Fletcher Boy's got a 9-point advantage over Ramavaj tonight. What do you expect from tonight's battle between them?
It's going to be an interesting battle. I don't know. I don't know who I predict to win. I just want it the same as last night from the main cars they were using yesterday. Just want nice, clean racing and side-by-side action again.
Yeah, it'd be really good. I suppose positive Ramavaj getting a win over Noak, so Noak is beatable, which will be good for these guys racing tonight. So we do reverse order of championship standings. So as Fletcher Boy is leading the championship and Ramavaj is last, they will start back. So be Fletcher Boy at the back, then Ramavaj. So it's quite an interesting way to do it. So I'm going to be setting up the grid in a moment, so you'll see how it's done on the broadcast screen. So we do grid editor. So I'm going to go by the championship standings. But so we're going to have Ramavaj is going to go down to 12th. CBO Land is not leading the championship. It's going just behind because he's suffering with quite a lot of lag. So to be fair to the championship drivers that are in contention for the title, we're going to just move him around to the back, and he's understood that and he's agreed to it, which is brilliant. And so we're going to get Lee now is going to get moved down as well. Here we go. Next is Gamey Things. Gamey Things having a great
Decadent
race.
is just joined as well.
Brilliant. Decadent joining. So Gamey Things, yeah, won last week's race. A brilliant drive from him in the classics, and I'm sure it done him wonders because he had a positive race this week as well. So got Gamey Things, and then we're going to have Lord JB, and then we are going to have Noak, one of the faster drivers, and then it will be Chopper, and then it will be TJ Honest, then it'll be Humbug. And then it will be Blood and Sand, but he is not in at the moment. Guys, it's Mudkip. Is he in? He is. Smelly Badger, is he in? Nope. Jade and Racing Podge. So that's how the grid will be. Obviously, ignore John 94 Rhinos and Nightwalkers because we will be going into spectator mode. Decadent is right at the back. That's not correct. Move player up. Decadent will be... Actually, Decadent is starting from the back because, well, he'll start second from last because he's a new driver.
Do we need to lock the lobby up as well?
Okay, so just being informed that Noak has actually got a ban this week for an incident that happened, so we'll be starting second to last with Curtis at the front. So we're just going to go see. Guys, it's Mudkip has joined. Let's just check he's in the right position. Blood and Sand. Guys, it's Mudkip. Humbug. Yeah, that's correct.
I've just had a message on the screen to say Noak should be at the back for a quali ban.
Yeah, he is. He's been moved.
That's alright.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's how we decide the grid. So it's through championship stands. If you go to www.facebook.com/SpeedForceRacingPS4 or www.instagram.com/SpeedForceRacingPS4, you can get latest up-to-date news and results, which will be coming probably usually about a couple of hours afterwards or to a date the next day where the results table will be put up, which is obviously a provisional result while the steward decisions are made. So just
lock the lobby up now.
Yep, lobby will be getting locked up now. Cheers. How many's in the lobby?
14.
Brilliant. There we go. So lobby is locked. We will go check the grid one more time. So guys, it's Mudkip. Will be starting on pole just because of his championship standings, and we will be going.
One good thing I like about this as well is that some drivers you don't expect to be at the front will be starting at the front.
Exactly, yeah. And look, it done wonders for gaming things last week. He's a driver that he's got good race pace, but not it's not scintillating. So he usually is midfield, but he started at the front last week in the classics and absolutely owned the race.
Just saying about that championship fight between Fletcherboy and Mamovage, that they're starting at the back. I think whichever one gets a good start and gets up the grid really early is going to be setting the marker for the other one to catch up.
Exactly, yeah. It should be good. It's only a 25% race, so it's quite short to what we usually used to with a 50% race and qualifying. Obviously, no qualifying, so it's only going to be about a 20-minute session, but it should be quite exciting. So the main fight will be between Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy.
I just wonder how many of these drivers have sorted their setup from yesterday's race in the main league.
That's it. The Red Bull car, I was having a little drive it earlier today, and many of the guys have been saying it's actually better than some of the modern cars, which is quite good because the downforce on the Red Bull is really good. You can even run like skinny wings and you're still getting a good amount of downforce, which is going to be quite a good benefit to the driver, especially around 130R and around the Degners when you need a bit more grip. That's going to be coming in handy as well. So we'll wait, and it's going to be a dry race.
What the weather is. Oh,
brilliant. So every driver will be celebrating. So remember, it is between Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy tonight. Both championship contenders, last race of the mini-series. So who's going to win it? Let us know on YouTube. We're currently live. Leave a comment. The pit reporter will get back to you. And also get involved. See if you think you can predict who's going to win. Remember, it's a reverse grid from the championship standings. So it's not always going to be simple that Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy are fast just because they're starting at the back. So it kind of nullifies the speed because they have to get through quite a few cars. So it's going to be quite an interesting little race as we wait for drivers to probably load their setup. I guess they'll be doing it at this stage. I can't really remember because I've never done a race without qualifying.
I'll tell you what, these drivers are going to be glad they had a dry race yesterday around this track and they've got it again tonight. They must be really happy with themselves.
Yeah, looks like loads of people have been doing rain dances, so just wait, here we go. So we've got the formation lap. So guys, it's Mudkip starting in first position because he's the last driver in the championship standings. So on the formation lap, we're going to go through. Humbug is starting second, TJ Honest is third, fourth is Chopper, Lord JB is fifth, sixth is Gamey Thing, seventh on the grid is Lee Now, also in the hunt for the championship, but I think he's a little bit too far away. He's in third position. Ramovaj, the other title contender, is 8th. Fletcher Boy, his rival in the championship going into this last race, is 9th. Declan will be starting 10th. He's already on the grid, given up on the formation lap. Noak, really fast driver, got a qualifying ban, which, because we don't do qualifying, means he will start at the back of the grid. But got CBO land. He's starting at the back just because he's had quite a few issues with lag. Not his fault, of course, you know, because it ain't his fault where he lives and he's got poor internet. That is due to the service provider. So he's been quite decent about it as well and agreed to start at the back just so he doesn't interfere with the championship race. So it's going to be quite an interesting start. How do you think Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy are going to deal with the pressure of knowing they can win the championship and have to get through the field? How do you think that's going to affect them, John?
Well, it's going to be different for them. Obviously starting 8th and 9th where they normally would be in the top 4, but I think for them two drivers as well, I think they'd be happy for this challenge to get through the field and see how quickly they can get into first and second.
Yeah, that's going to be quite important. We're not too sure about tyre wear around this track. It seems to be quite heavy, but with these classics you're only getting the one compound of dry and one compound of wet. So you don't know what type, how hard the tyre is. It's going to be trying to be an interesting call. I predict probably no pit stops, but you never know. Could be a surprise where we do have a pit.
Before the outlap, Fletcher Boy has gone onto the gravel, and that's the reason why we're not starting yet, because Fletcher Boy is not in
that's going to be
position yet.
nasty. He will have dirty tyres at the start, so it's going to be quite an interesting one. We'll start from midfield. We'll have the broadcast camera on, I think, Lord JB. So we get a good mix. Actually, we'll go with Chopper, so we'll get a good mix of the action both at the front of the grid and also at the back as we wait the last Red Bull to slowly get into position in his grid slot. And here we go, waiting for the players now, just to
I'm going to watch the
ready.
front four.
And here we go, 4, 5 red lights, long hold. Final race in the mini-series, and here we go. Looks like, guys, this Mudkip had a poor start. He's lost positions already. Chopper's up to second, Humbug first. Wow, Ramavaj is up to fourth. What a start by him. Fletcher Boy still in ninth. There's looks like a few cars touching there. Fletcher Boy is getting past a few people now, but Ramavaj is fourth, and he is doing a great job. This could be him in the title position now.
Down. I think Lord JB's Lord JB's gone off. It's hard to tell which driver it is because obviously they're all in the same car. But I think it was Lord JB and Decadent. I'm not too sure.
Oh, that was last night's incident as well.
I'm not 100%
between the
sure.
two drivers. So Humbug is currently first, Chopper second. He gained 2 positions. Lee Nell gaining the 4th position. Ramavaj with a fantastic start. 4 positions gained for himself, with TJ Arnis losing 2 positions. Fletcher Boy gaining 3. So we're on the first lap of 13 in the title deciding classic mini series race at Suzuka. So this is round 5 out of 5, and Fletcher Boy has a 9-point lead going into this race, and his rival is Ramavaj, who's currently 4th and ahead of Fletcher Boy. So Fletcher Boy's got a lot of work to do as Ramavaj sets about chasing down Lee Nell.
Side by side with Lee Nell, what I can see, he's past Lee Nell.
There we go, Ramavaj getting the move done on Lee Nell. Lee Nell still not trying to give it up. Lee Nell runs a little bit wide round on 130R as they go into the slow little corners going up to the end of the lap. Ramavaj in 3rd position, up 5 now on his starting lap. This is looking good. He's only 1.8 seconds, 1.6 seconds behind Chopper now.
Fletcher Boy tried to get past TJ Arnis there, but TJ Arnis had the inside line on the second to last corner, but Fletcher Boy's not giving up. He's side by side with him again. Go up to the sideline and he's past him.
There you go, Fletcher Boy doing what he needs to do. He gets past TJ Arnis. He's got his league teammate Lee Nell in front of him, but that doesn't come into play. Lee Nell is fighting for his position in the championship as well. Ramavaj is 4/10 of a second behind Chopper. Chopper will be feeling the presence of Ramavaj all over him, and it will be making him a little bit nervous. Ramavaj is carrying so much speed coming out of the S's there. He's right on the back of Chopper. I see this move getting done within the next few corners. There's a ragged Chopper there trying to keep the car on track.
CBO Land's just gone into the pit, so with that collision between Lord JB, of what I saw, it might have been CBO Land that he might have had the collision with.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one to just see what happens if any stewards' incidents are reported. Noah getting past Gamey Things. Gamey Things notorious to get past. Great defensive drivers.
Ramavaj is all over the back of Chopper at this minute.
Exactly, yes. We're on board with the broadcast camera on Ramavaj, every driver in the Red Bull 2010 car, just to even out the field. So it's quite interesting. It just shows you the driver's skill and pace will come through. Fletcher Boy is 3/10 of a second behind Lee Nell. It looks like he's lining them up. He's getting a nice slipstream behind his Williams teammate in the regular season, going through 130R now. He's right behind him. He's trying to make a little bit of room for himself. He's going to go for the inside of the corner. Lee Nell going on the outside, a little bit of a lock-up. Oh, nearly a bit of contact between Lee Nell and Fletcher Boy, but Fletcher Boy survives. Lee Nell still in front of him. He's going to get a nice slipstream going down the start-finish straight. Ramavaj with a 132.755, fast lap of the race. Fletcher Boy still trying to look and see if he can get past Lee Nell. Looks like Fletcher Boy's trying to line up for the inside of the corner, but he slips nicely behind Lee Nell to carry on and try and go through the S's right behind each other. Ramavaj 3/10 of a second behind Chopper. Chopper is 6/10 of a second behind Humbug. So top 3 very close together at the moment. So if
change around there, guys, Mudkip got past Noak down the start straight, but on turn 2, guys, Mudkip ran a bit wide and Noak's got back in the 7th spot again.
As I understand it, if Ram finishes first, he will need Fletcher Boy to finish below 4th. So
nice little battle here between 7th, 8th and 9th between Noak, Gaitz, Mudkip and Gamey Things. Always a little bit of contact there between Gamey Things and Gaitz, Mudkip.
Just quickly go and have a look at the guys. It's Mudkip and Gamey Things' little battle before we switch back to Ramavaj and Chopper. We're going to go actually back to Ramavaj. This is important for the championship. He's right behind Chopper there. They're going to go down. Ramavaj is probably going to get a nice little toe, great little bit of a slipstream going up towards 130R. It's going to set him nicely up going into the slow, heavy braking zone for the slow corners coming up. Ramavaj having a little look, letting Chopper know he's there. He follows him around. There's no DRS.
Is Fletcher Boy got the move done on Lee now?
Oh,
Yeah,
great
Fletcher
move
Boy's
there.
got the move done on
Brilliant
Linear.
move by Fletcher Boy, doing what he needs to do. Now Ramovaj has to move up. He needs to win this race with Fletcher Boy gaining so many positions on the grid. And he's going past Chopper, and he's done it. He made a great move just before the braking point into turn 1. Brilliant move by Ramovaj. Now it's all up to Fletcher Boy. He needs to get 3rd position to guarantee he gets the championship no matter where Ramovaj finishes.
Gamey things is in the pit, but I just saw in the bottom left hand corner he's got a 5-second stop go.
Unfortunate there. So I think it is 1 place behind Ram. If Ram wins, Fletcher Boy needs to just finish 2nd. So getting my maths a little bit mixed up. So it's quite an important little race this. Lionel getting a 3-second time penalty. That will be for corner cutting. Corner cutting is on strict, as it should be for racing. So Fletcher Boy is 1.3 seconds behind Chopper, actually losing a couple of attempts there during that sector, where Ramovaj is still going strong, 2 tenths of a second behind Humbug. Humbug putting up some great defensive driving.
Humbug.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, John spotting it as well. It looks like Ramovaj is hungry and he wants this title. If he can get into 1st place, it's all the pressure on Fletcher Boy, and that is a lot of pressure to be carrying in the final race. CBO Land getting a 3-second time penalty. That will be for corner cutting as well. Looks like quite a few drivers are trying to keep the car within track limits, but these beasts are quite hard to control through some of the first corners. Ramovaj having a little look there on Humbug, but Humbug's still keeping him behind. Ramovaj will get a nice little toe going and start finish straight to start lap 5 after they end this lap, end of lap 4 going into 5, and Ramovaj is all over the back of Humbug. Humbug takes his defensive line, he makes his first move. He's comfortably got Ramovaj behind us. Fletcher Boy still trying to set the world alight, gets fastest lap of the race so far, letting Ramovaj know I'm coming, I'm there, I'm still after this title. Guys, it's Mudkip getting past Lord JB as Noak looks like he's pitted, so that promotes Lord JB to 8th. Guys, this Mudkip is 7th. Go through
Fletcher Boy's all over the back of Chopper at this minute, but the one thing that will help Fletcher Boy as well is he can see Ramovaj as well, so at least he knows that his title rival is not that far in front of him.
Exactly, so Fletcher Boy needs to get past Chopper, I'd say, in the next couple of laps, because Ramovaj is all over the back of Humbug, and between Ramovaj and Chopper there's a 1.4 second gap, so 1.9 seconds separating Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy. So Ramovaj is having a look on the outside. Humbug looks like he made a little bit of a mistake there, which allowed Ramovaj to gain on him. As we were looking on broadcast, it looks so close, so tempting for Ramovaj, but he will not be making any desperate moves because he knows he needs to keep it all together. Decadent getting a 3-second time penalty as well. They're racking up for every driver so far. Luckily Ramovaj, Fletcher Boy have not got no penalties, so it's going to keep it nice and clean. Looking at Fletcher Boy all over the back of Chopper. Chopper taking the outside line. Fletcher Boy is going to take the inside line going around 130R. They're side by side. Fletcher Boy is going to try and make a little move. Is he going to try and make it switch back? No, he's not. He's going to stay behind.
Ramovaj and Humbug are side by side.
Look at that, great spot there by John. They're going over the start-finish line there, literally side by side. They're looking at Ramovaj gets in front. That is very important. Fletcher Boy needs to get 2nd position, and he makes a move on Chopper. Fletcher Boy is 3rd. He needs to now chase down Humbug. If he can chase down Humbug, he will win this championship. So Fletcher Boy needs to get past Humbug as soon as possible. Ramovaj cannot do no more except keep 1st position. This is going to be a lot of pressure on Fletcher. What would you be like in this position if you knew you had to get 1 more position to win the championship of the mini series?
Just keep doing what you're doing at the minute. You've gained about 10 positions already. Just keep putting the pressure, go up, get as close to Humbug as close as you can, and just get past him, and then you're in 2nd spot, and that should do it. You've done the hard bit, getting through the field.
Well, that's it. You got to remember Ramovaj, Humbug, Fletcher Boy, all admin of our league. Guys, I keep getting a 3-second time penalty, so they're quite good friends as well. So I'm sure Humbug will be treating them both equally fair and trying to put up a great fight to keep Fletcher Boy behind him. So Fletcher Boy needs to get this move done within the next lap and a half to kind of build a nice gap once he gets past Humbug to secure the Drivers' Championship.
Just going down the field a little bit, Lord JB. He's behind Gaius Mudkip. I think for a minute it looked like he was slowing down on my screen. He was 7 tenths behind him. He's now down to 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, Lord JB losing out a little bit there for some reason. Look at Fletcher Boy. He's all over the back of Humbug. He needs to get this move done. He looks like he's trying to go. He's getting there centimetre by centimetre. He's eking the gap down. He's going to get him. He's going to try and make the move into turn 1. They're very close together there. Fletcher Boy has to think about his options now. He can't bin it or chuck it away so early on in the race. Look at this, Fletcher Boy is right all over the back of Humbug. Humbug doing some great driving there. Doesn't matter about the time difference.
It also shows with Ramovage. He's opened up a 2.2 second lead already. Oh, Fletcher Boy.
Oh, that would have sent nerves up Fletcher Boy there and had a little moment there. A little bit of a worry. Is the pressure getting to him? I don't think so. He's just pushing a bit too hard to try and get past Humbug. He's got 6 laps to do it. So he's got plenty of time to make that move, but he needs to make that move done pretty, I'd say 4 laps maximum before tyre wear will start affecting him.
The problem now for Fletcher Boy is having that little shaky spell there. It's now bringing Chopper back into it, so now Fletcher Boy is going to have to keep an eye on the car behind him and the car in front of him as well.
Lord JB getting past guys. It's Mudkip into 7th position, so Lord JB is on the up as well. But we're sticking with Fletcher Boy all over the back of Humbug. Chopper is within a second of Fletcher Boy, so Fletcher Boy is still not out of the woods. So he's going to have quite an interesting race between him, Humbug and Chopper. Remember, he just needs to finish second. He goes a little bit on the green stuff, 130R. That would have put a few little nerves into his body then, but he carries it on and he does a great job. Oh, he's nearly run into the back of Humbug. Decadent getting a 3-second time penalty. This is quite close there to a nice bit of wing coming off nearly there between Fletcher Boy and Humbug, but all is safe as Fletcher Boy looks to have a little move going into turn 1. He's trying it on the inside, but he has to back out of it. Humbug doing some great defensive driving there, blocking that move. Humbug's going to keep him behind him as they go into the S's in sector 1.
And just looking at the gap now between Ramovage and Humbug, it's now 4.3 seconds. At the start of the last lap, it was 2.4. Just
shows you what clear air can do with a fast driver. Noak is having a shocker. He's quite surprising. He's 11th. Humbug getting 3-second time penalty. It doesn't matter to him. He's trying to keep second position on track, and it's going to be frustrating Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy needs to get past Humbug to get this Drivers' Championship. Doesn't matter how many seconds in front Ramovage is. If Fletcher Boy gets second, it's all over for him for the mini-series.
The problem is as well now, as I'm watching it, you've got 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th all together.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a train now behind Humbug. You've got Fletcher Boy, Chopper and Lee now all joining in the action, which is quite dangerous actually for Fletcher Boy because he doesn't want this, and all the cars behind them are catching up. We're going to go with broadcast camera on Chopper, and he is gaining a few tenths on Fletcher Boy, so it's going to be very close. Look, Fletcher Boy having a little move. They're trying to make a move on Humbug, but he has to withdraw from the move, so Fletcher Boy still remains in 3rd. Here we go through the super slow corners here where downforce is important. Now Fletcher Boy has a little knock into Humbug, but he gets the move done, so this is it. Fletcher Boy needs to keep 2nd position. Humbug's still trying to come back at him. Looks like Humbug's got the lower downforce. He's trying to make the move. Is he going to make the move stick?
Fletcher Boy's got the inside line.
It's very close there between Humbug and Fletcher, but look at Chopper now. He's going to go over the back of Humbug, and if that happens, Humbug will be distracted and won't be able to get back at Fletcher Boy. So Fletcher Boy is doing what he needs to do, and that is to get into the top 2.
Fletcher Boy now needs to pull away. Make a gap between 3rd, 4th and 5th now. Oh,
yeah,
someone's just gone off there. Chopper's just had a little... I don't know if he hit the barrier or not, but I just saw his car started going side to side.
Fletcher Boy is only gaining a tenth or 2 on Humbug. He needs to pull out a bit of more of a gap as Humbug's got all the attention of Lee now. Lee now trying to get past Humbug. Looks like Fletcher Boy has actually pulled away now from Humbug. 1.2 seconds gap on lap 9 out of 13 laps. 25% race is at Suzuka for the Classic Mini-Series finale, and we are waiting to see if Fletcher Boy can keep hold of 2nd position, which will give him the championship for the Mini-Series, which is our first championship in our debut season. We've still got spots for season 2. Go on, John.
Just going down the field a bit, I'm just watching Decadent in 8th and CBO Land in 9th. Just a bit of side-by-side action there, but CBO Land is now still behind Decadent at this moment.
So we're going to ride on board with Lee now. Chopper getting a 3-second time penalty. That will be for corner cutting. Yes, so we've got some spots open for our non-assist league that will be starting beginning of April. Go to www.facebook.com/Speedforce Racing PS4. Put your name down, get involved in the league. It's going to be bigger next season. It will be still on this game, so no need to buy a new game. Just join us, be part of the action. As we're looking at Lee now, trying to find a way past Humbug. Humbug is 1.6 seconds behind Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy is doing all he needs to do to win this Drivers' Championship, so it's really good. Lee now, if he can get past Humbug, he would secure himself 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. So that'd be quite interesting to see how each driver's faults were affected with their starting positions and how they've had to race and get past drivers. So we will get a little insight into that once the race is over, when we do a special one-off drivers interviews for the mini-series. So Lee now having a little
what
lock
you were
up.
saying a little while ago. Oh, CBO Land's just gone off the track. He's into the dirt now. I weren't paying attention to what happened there because I was just watching Noak. But what I was saying about Noak a little while ago, what you were saying with Noak about him down the 11th, he just put in the fastest lap of the race just then, but I can't remember what the lap time was.
So Noak's still got a bit of pace in his locker, which is always good to see. Chopper's getting past Lee now. Lee now, what's happening to Lee? He looks like he's gone super slow. I don't know what's happening to him.
CBO Land's just retired from the race.
Lee now is going super slow.
There he is.
Interesting to see what's happening there. Clearly an issue with Lee now. He's got a puncture.
No, yeah, front left puncher. I've just gone on TV pod with him, and that's where it is. It's front left puncher.
Oh, that is a first. So, is tyre wear getting a bit too much for these cars? It's going to be quite interesting to see if Ramavaj and Fletcher Boy can keep these punctures away, because there's only 2 and a bit laps left of the race to go, so no one will be crazy enough to pit now out of the top 2. So it's just going to be see who can manage their tyre wear and engine performance, and see if they can get any closer to the end of the race without having to make an extra
and Noak's just put another fastest lap in, a 1:31.3.
So Lee now will be extremely gutted to get a puncture. I think that's the first puncture we've had this season, so well done, Lee. So
gamey things all over the back of Guy. It's Mudkip for 10th place.
So I'm just having a little look at the Drivers' Championship. It's going to be quite interesting. We'll be inviting the first, second and third person in the championship, not the race. So just in case you get confused in the drivers' interviews. So Gamey Things is the closest challenger to Lee now. So it looks like it will be Lee now who will finish in third position. On lap 11 out of 13 as Ramavaj looks to finish his 11th lap, but he's got Fletcher Boy in second, which is no good to Ramavaj. He needs Fletcher Boy to lose a couple of positions.
Side by side with Decadent. He's past Decadent, but he's got another 3-second time penalty for going a bit wide. Or going wide there.
That's not helping him. It's alright making the moves, but if you get penalties like that, it just kind of makes the move a little bit worthless. Chopper's on the back of Humbug. We're on the penultimate lap now, so Chopper's trying to make a move on Humbug, trying to get that podium position in this race. Won't do him any favours in the Drivers' Championship though, as that looks like it's going to be secured by Lee now. And
Lord JB's gone in the pits. I don't know if that was a puncher as well, I'm not too sure.
Looks fine, no puncher there, but could be a different camera angle. So we're going to look at bald Fletcher Boy. His tyres are in perfect condition, a little bit heavily worn, but no punctures. There's Ramavaj just drifting away. He knows he's going to win the race, but it's going to count for nothing because he will miss out on the Drivers' Championship for the Classic Mini Series.
Oh, Humbug's got a puncher.
Humbug is, yes, third place. He's lost first place to Chopper due to a puncture. It's going to get really risky now. Will the top 2 have any issues like this? It's affecting quite a few drivers, like when Ferrari at Silverstone. It's quite interesting so late in the race to get punctures. So Fletcher Boy will be on his biting on his fingernails while racing because he's nervous.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Fletcher Boy. You're going to have to be careful of more than anything, because Ramavaj, he's been in the lead for quite a while now. So he'd have been knocking his pace down a little bit, while Fletcher Boy was behind Humbug for so long. I think Fletcher Boy is going to be now thinking, is his tyres going to be alright till the end?
Exactly, yeah, they're heavily worn as we see on the broadcast camera, so it's going to be very tricky. He's got Chopper behind him and he can't let Chopper past him either. So it's going to be quite an interesting battle. He's going a little bit wide going into turn 1. So tyre wear is quite high there for Fletcher Boy. Chopper is just gaining on him. Just could be quite an interesting little battle between Chopper and Fletcher Boy on the last lap. We're going to keep switching between Fletcher Boy and Chopper. And
maybe that might have been why Lord JB went into the pits. Maybe he knew that his tyres weren't going to last, and he decided to go in, because now he's going to overtake Humbug, who was in third place for quite a while, and Humbug could be in. He could be.
Fletcher Boy's gone. Fletcher Boy spun into the gravel. Oh no! This is it. This is going to cost him the championship. Oh no, on the last lap. We're going to go quickly on board Ramovaj. He's got a car in front of him. Ramovaj going around 130R there, so he's... oh no, sorry, not 130R. He's coming up to 130R.
Fletcher Boy's lost a bit of his front wing. He's gone off again.
He's off again. He's in fourth. This is not good for Fletcher Boy. Is he going to DNF it? We're going to go on board with Ramovaj. Ramovaj is in a title winning position. He is now. Ramovaj. Oh, Fletcher Boy's retired. That's it. Ramovaj has got the title. What a drive by Ramovaj. Here we go. He crosses the start-finish line. That's it. He's weaving. He knows he's won the championship. Brilliant drive by him. Fletcher Boy will be severely disappointed with that. What a shocker. It'd be interesting to see what happened in that race with him, and luckily we will do, because he'll be one of the drivers invited into the interviews. There you go, Chopper with a second position. TJ on is very lucky to inherit third place, but third place is third place, and he'll be happy with that. Decadent will be finishing in fourth. Oh, what a shame for Fletcher Boy. He will be furious with that. Hopefully he'll keep his emotion in check and try not to swear on the live interviews. But if he did, you wouldn't really blame him. Decadent coming around to finishing fourth. So what do you think of that then, John? The spanner in the works for Fletcher Boy?
Well, I did say on that last lap, you don't know if it's going to be his tyres might go, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to him. So it'd be nice to find out. I think he must have just lost it, because there was nothing wrong with his tyres, because I kept an eye on it. So he must have just lost it up by the end of sector 1, but it's a harsh way to lose the title.
Oh, it's bitterly sad, especially on the last lap. You had half a lap left, and it's just taken away from him. But that's how it goes. I've noticed Fletcher Boy's been quite unlucky this season, especially in the modern leagues as well. So it's, I suppose, no surprise, but it's still a bit of pill to swallow. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The champion of the mini-series over 5 classic tracks is Ramovaj with a great drive and a lot of unlucky gremlins in the car for Fletcher Boy, which will be severely disappointing. So as I go through the race recap of the finisher positions, John will be inviting Ramovaj, Lee now and Fletcher Boy into the chat for interviews. So Ramovaj finishes first, he's the championship winner. Chopper second, TJ is third, fourth is Decadent, fifth Lee now, Noak is sixth, Lord JB seventh, eighth is Gaming Things, 9 is Humbug, 10th is Fletcher Boy, Guys and Mudkip 11th, CBO Land is 12th. Drivers' Championship standings. So Ramovaj, as we've just said, is the champion. Second place is Fletcher Boy, and third in the championship will be Lee now. Great driving, great race, great excitement as well. Brilliant job.
Fletcher Boy, Lee now, and Ramovaj. And just one thing as well that I noticed from last night, Ramovaj has won both races at Japan.
There you go. That is it. He's had on a little bit of a resurgence since rejoining.
Top 3 have been invited.
So as we wait for them to join. So we'll wait for the drivers to join us. Special, here we go. Fletcher Boy, we will get your thoughts in a moment. I know it must be severely disappointing. And we'll wait for Ramovaj and Lee now to join us in the chat before we get into the questions. So quite an interesting race. Not for many. Let's see if we can get these drivers in any quicker. Ramovaj not in there yet. Hopefully he will be soon.
If they're not here in a minute, I'll send them another chat invite.
So as we await the drivers, it'd be quite rude to interview Josh at the moment, let him get his thoughts together as we wait for the championship winner and race winner, Ramovaj. And here we go, is Ramovaj. As we wait for Lee now, before we get the interviews started, let Ramovaj collect his thoughts, and also Josh. Quite a shocking little incident to, well, not an incident really, quite a shocking way to end the championship finale, but there you go, that's racing for you. So as we await Lee to get his get himself in the party, here we go. So thank you guys for joining us. So congratulations to Peter. Ramovaj, brilliant job. You had to do what you had to do, and that was to win the race. For 12.5 laps it looked like you were going to have a a bit of disappointment to the end of the race with Fletcher Boy doing as well as he was, and then Fletcher Boy having a bit of untimely luck, and it gave you the championship. So how do you feel, Peter?
Well, first of all, thank you. And I just want to say I feel very sorry for Josh. I mean, he did a really good job all the way to the end. But I don't know. I think he got a puncture or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few drivers down the field were getting punctures, which was quite an interesting thing because I thought it'd be a race where you wouldn't need to pit, and obviously I was proven wrong. So, Peter, you were winning when you got into first position. You're winning the race, but you know Fletcher Boy's in second, and you know you can't win the championship even though you're winning the race. What does that feel like?
Well, I think I'm not realizing it at the moment. So it just turned out to be a lucky day for me, I believe. Like, I did everything I could, and I was just lucky that he got a puncture. But if he wouldn't get a puncture, then he would win the championship.
Okay, so we'll move on to Fletcher Boy. Josh, on behalf of me and John, it's hard feelings for that race, mate. You were doing everything you needed to do. Great
it's
start.
all right.
But to be fair, you know, you've had quite an unlucky season, both in the classics and modern. But your driving should spur you on for the rest of the season, going into next season, because of the results you're getting. You're getting fast quality lap times. Your race pace has improved. So talk us through your race.
I had to push really hard at the start because obviously to get past people, and it just wrecked my tyres. But I was debating pitting, but if I pitted I would have lost, so I had to stay out obviously. And then they went on the last lap. But I think quite a lot of people had punches, didn't they?
Yeah, quite a few drivers. I think 3 or 4 drivers down the field starting to get punctures, maybe a lap or two before you actually suffered yours. So your second position in the race, what was your thoughts? You knew you'd done enough to win the championship, and then incident.
I was in lean mix, just trying to save my tyres as much as possible. But yeah,
it just went downhill. But it can't be denied that you've got second position in the championship, and that is through decent drives as well. So take nothing away from you. It's been a brilliant little mini series because you've done a great job.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, you should be. The disappointment you'll get over the disappointment, and it'll make you a stronger and better driver going into next season.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so Lee, great job by yourself. Strong race finish in Suzuka. So you finished third in the Drivers' Championship. How does it feel? So, what's your thoughts on the what happened to Josh with the puncture so late on in the race that cost him the championship? How would your teammates in the modern series? So, what do you feel about that situation? You did, yes. So. Yeah, Peter gliding on his tyres there to keep himself in the safety zone for his tyre wear. So, Lee, you're going into the end of the modern series now for season 1 for us. Now you're still in the title hunt for the constructors. Does this spur you on, knowing you're both competitive?
I think me and Josh are just concentrating on the constructors now. I think I'm out of the drivers. The point gap to
Okay, thank you for that. So, going to go to John, see if he's got any questions. Lee, would you also just speak a little bit higher, please? People are struggling to hear you on the stream.
Yeah, of course.
Cheers, mate. John, go away with your questions, mate.
I had a question, but I forgot it now.
Okay, it happens.
I've got a question for all 3 of them. What's your thoughts on this Classic League?
It's been good fun. Yeah.
We'll go with Ramavad first.
Oh, okay. I think it's a pretty fun series, and I really liked it. I got the championship, so I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, overall it's a pretty good championship, I believe, and yeah, it's for fun. and that's why we're here, to have fun and have competitive racing, and that's what we get.
Josh,
What
your
about you,
take on
Fletcher
the
boy?
series?
Yeah, I agree with Ram. It's been good fun. Yeah, it's good racing.
Lee?
Yeah, I agree with them too. I think the grid work well.
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
But like, you don't usually get that with it, so
Well, that's it, exactly like last week. Gamey Thing's getting a win when usually you'd be midfield in the modern series, so it opens up opportunities. Going to thank you guys for joining us, but just a special note, Peter, I know it's only a mini series, but great job on winning the Drivers' Championship. Does this spur you on now to try and tack the Drivers' Championship going into season 2?
Yeah, thank you. Definitely.
Brilliant. Was this a little question to all three? If you can answer, Peter, Josh, and then Lee. Did this mini-series get in the way of your preparation for the championship in the modern series, or was it a welcome break?
I think it was a welcome break, and it didn't get in the way, not at all.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
Josh,
I
same.
agree with what Peter said. Yeah.
Lee,
they didn't get in the way at all. I didn't time to this one, to be honest. Fun league, so I don't think anyone took it serious as the main one.
yeah, I agree with that. So, thank you guys. So that was Ramavaj being the champion of the mini-series, finishing first in the Drivers' Championship, followed by Fletcher Boy in second in the championship, unlucky, 12.5 laps. He was doing everything right, and tyre wear got to him, and also Lee Nell, third position. So great job, guys. Thank you for joining us. You're free to leave, and congratulations to all three of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya. So as we await the drivers to leave, we'll just give our final thoughts on the mini-series. So, John, your thoughts on what's happened tonight, and also over the course of the series that you've actually commentated on. What was your feelings regarding it?
It's a fun thing to do, like use classic cars, which not many people would probably race in. And it's like what all the drivers say, it's just something else to just take part in. Like half of them were saying there, their main focus was always on the modern league instead of this one, which is obviously going to happen anyway. But I think everyone enjoyed it. It's fun for some of the drivers that don't normally start at the front to be at the front and have a battle with the likes of Ramavraj, Fletcher Boy, and Noak. So I think it was something. It's something good to do. So hopefully there might be another one in the future, but you just never know.
Yeah, I think even though the driver said it's great fun, with the competitive drivers we've got, even though it's fun, they were aiming to win it. And it's a nice little title to have, that you're the first champion, even though it's a mini-series, your first champion for the league in their debut year. So congratulations to Ramavaj, but also to Fletcher Boy, Lee Now, and also all of the other drivers that joined us through the mini-series. It's just a welcome break, I guess, for everyone with the pressures of the modern series. So we're approaching the end of our season with the moderns. We've only got a few races left. And then we'll be on a 3 or 4 week break before season 2 starts. Season 2 will be bigger and better than this season. We've got multiple social media channels. We've got YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can always find us. Just look back through some of our previous races, both modern and classics, on our YouTube channel. Go to facebook.com/Speedforce Racing PS4. Give us a like, give us a follow, stay in touch with us, give us a message actually if you want to race with us. That would be more than welcome. We are welcoming all drivers. You don't have to be fast, just have to drive with great race awareness, of a bit of race etiquette as well. So you don't have to be quick, you just have to be clean. So from tonight we pull down the final curtain on the mini-series. So from myself, Nightwalker, Adam, and also John94 Rhinos, would like to say thank you for tonight, and we'll see you next week for our modern series. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.